again. Just want to do a in-depth review of my Miata so far with its mods. I'm trying to explain a little things here and there. So a couple of people have been asking me about the OBX ITBs and a couple of things, so I just want to make a video for that. So as far as my car, this is how it looks. It's got some fake wheels. I like them. It's got eBay bucket seats. I like them. So far, so good. Let's see. It's got carbon fiber hardtop spoiler, eBay NB duckbill trunk spoiler. It's got the arches, or the over fenders, are from a VW Golf MK2 or 3, I can't remember. It's got a DC Sports muffler. Sounds really good. I like it. White hardtop. It's got Boss radio with obviously you got the JDM stickers from Techno Toy Tuning, Tomei because I'm running the camshaft. I'll talk about that in a little bit, and OBX because of the ITBs. I'm running a Momo steering wheel. Thanks to my wife for getting me that. I'm also using JDM Uno's Roadster gauge cluster in kilometers per hour. That's pretty good. I'm also running Mega Squirt plug and play 2. Let me see what else I can talk about here. These are the seats. They look pretty nice. They got the job done. I had to flip this cushion this way because it was hurting my back a little bit because of this part was really recessed. Like the way they did it, it's like this. So now it's more like this. So it's really comfortable now. It's got a NRG quick detach for the steering wheel, and I can't remember what gauge, from what company that gauge was, but it responds really nice. The wideband sensor. Alright, so for the engine, suspensions running Megan Easy Streets, which are adjustable. Running some random engine damper. It's kind of, I had to put it like this way so it worked, and it actually holds the engine in place. As you can see, it has like zero movement. I'm running some like eBay random headers, which I want to change in the future for the JDM stock 4:2-to-1 header, but it's kind of expensive. Stock cam gears. I'm running a Tomei exhaust camshaft on the intake side, so basically a Tomei X intake. For those of you who don't know, you can use the exhaust camshaft on the intake side as long as you cut the camshaft position sensor prong and then retime it accordingly on the intake side. Running some AutoZone breather and the PCV. I'm still running the PCV, and it goes to my vacuum block. It tees to the vacuum block with the idle valve, which I'm using is from an Audi. I can't remember which one. For the OBX ITBs, I'm using my stock fuel rail with stock injectors. I plug the injector holes, like really ghetto. I'm using a BMW 318, if I'm not mistaken, TPS, for TPS signal right here. Can't see it, but as you can see, I'm also running uni filters, which they're good for filtration purposes, but they do restrict a lot of airflow just because of the design. Like, it's really a small area for the engine to breathe in. Like if you were to have a sausage filter, which has a larger area of airflow, which you would definitely see more benefit with a sausage filter than with the stock filters. But I got no choice since I'm running longer velocity stacks. The velocity stacks are 6-inch velocity stacks from CB Performance. They bolt in like stock to the OBX ITBs, which is pretty nice. Painted the valve cover. I like that color. Okay, so some of the modifications that I've had to do to the OBX ITBs. One, the plug in the injector holes, but that's actually not a modification, it's just preference. So important modifications that I've done is I've changed their stock tuning screws for when you're balancing each throttle body. I've changed those. The stock bolts they come with, because in reality they're really short, and two of them rounded on me, and that kind of sucked. I just went to Home Depot and got longer ones, and they're actually pretty nice. You can see right here. I'm also have to use straps in order for this shit not to move. It's just reassurance, not that it moves, but it just gives me a peace of mind. I've had to bend the fuel rails right here up so I can use my stock fuel with the ITBs. It's just something I did, it's preference. You can use the injector ports here if you want. A modification that I did today was really something that was frustrating me a lot. It was the throttle linkage that comes with the OBX ITBs is really, I ain't got no other word to say, but like, it's crap. Like it has, it's not that much play, but that every little play you have in the throttle linkage really kills your throttle response, and it really kills your tune, because like you're moving the throttle a little bit, and the, how can I explain it? The linkage didn't move on par with my throttle pedal. So what I did was I eliminated that freaking stupid linkage, and I'm running right now the throttle linkage, as you can see, and I put two skateboard bearings right here so the cable pivots down, and also you can't see it right now, but I'm using actually the where you hook up your throttle cable on the stock throttle body, on the stock from the stock throttle body from the Miata. I took that part out and actually put it on the ITBs so I can use my throttle cable directly to the linkage to the ITBs. That was one of the mods that I did today, and I've tested it like for an hour, going on and off the throttle, going wide open throttle, cruising, and all that shit, and it works great. Like, it drives like a whole nother car. A couple of things that I hate about the OBX thing is that the type of parts they use. Like, obviously they're like mimicking another, like the brand name ITBs they use to mimic these, but in that way they use really cheap parts, which don't hold their tolerances that good. Another gripe that I have with the OBX ITBs is that, in my opinion, they're a little bit too big for the engine. Like, if I were to use 85 millimeter pistons, it would be great, because they're 48 millimeters. I would be more comfortable using like a 40, 42, 45 mil diameter on the throttle bodies, but it is what it is. I'm running stock cables with stock spark plugs. It runs really nice. I don't know if you guys seen a couple of my videos. It runs really nice. It idles really nice. I had the tune set up for the AC. Right now I changed my tune completely, so I'm gonna have to retune everything again in order for me to run the AC, which eventually I'm gonna do, but I'm tired. I do this every day. I'm learning this as I do it. Self-tune this shit, and it's been tiring. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the tune that I have, and that's about it. Let me just close this real quick. So again, this is how it looks. Yep. So let me show you real quick. This probably is gonna, come on. All right, so let me show you real quick what I'm running right here. So as you can see, these are my settings so far. I'm using 16x16 fuel tables, which give me more resolution. Primary fuel load, it's ran by speed density. Secondary fuel loads, it's ran by alpha N. What that means is that I'm running two fuel maps. One is ran by the map sensor, and the other one is ran by the TPS. I'm also running two ignition tables, one speed density and one alpha N, same thing. I'm also running the AFR table as TPS, and the enhanced acceleration and enrichment as a map table. It helps with tuning, especially with ITBs, if you can use both. Let me just stop. I was data logging. Let me just stop this real quick. All right, so let me show you. I'm also running EGO control. What that means is that the Megasquirt is using the feedback from the O2 sensor to calibrate and maintain the AFR that I'm commanding in my AFR table, which you can see it's doing a great job, because I'm asking it to do 14.3, and as you can see, he's like adjusting, and he maintains it really good at around 14.3, 14.4, 4.5. I'm really happy with that. It's really hard to get like a stable idle with ITBs, but screw it. Let me see. So that is AFR table. Here you have fuel table 1, which is ran with speed density. Fuel table 2, which is ran by TPS. Ignition table 1 and ignition table 2. All right. Okay. and I'm not gonna go into each one of these, but they're pretty. You know what? Let me open this one and this one. Like, these two are the hardest ones for me to understand. Well, the hardest time I've had to understand was with these two tables, and this is as far as I've understood them. If any of you guys have more insight on this than me, then you can correct me in the comments. So, adhere to walls coefficient and sucked from walls coefficient. What this means is that on this table, you're basically telling the ECU that at that KPA, you have to correct that amount for the fuel that you are predicting is adhering to the walls of your cylinder head. So that means that if you have a larger number on this table, the ECU is going to try to inject more fuel to compensate for the fuel that's getting stuck on the walls. So the difference between this one and this one is that this one is sucked from walls. What that means is if you have a higher number on this table, means that there is more fuel getting into the cylinder chamber, which means